Question number 1. A bicycle runs for some time even after the rider stops paddling it. Question number 2. If a man jumps out from a boat, the boat moves backwards. Question number 3. Passengers of a bus jerk forward when it is stopped suddenly. Question number 4. When a speedy bus suddenly stops, the bus slips a bit forward. Question number 5. A gun kicks backwards when fired. Question number 6. A man jumping out of a moving train or a bus falls with his head forward. Question number 7. The fruits falling down when branches of a tree are shaken. Question number 8. A passenger standing in a bus at rest is jogged backwards when the bus starts suddenly. Question number 1. A bicycle runs for some time even after the rider stops paddling it. Reason. A bicycle runs for some time even after the rider stops paddling it due to inertia of motion. The cycle and the rider have momentum, and until that kinetic energy is dissipated by friction such as from the air and from the tires on the road, it will keep moving. Question number 2. If a man jumps out from a boat, the boat moves backwards. Reason. Newton's third law of motion states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In this case, when the man jumps out of the boat, it exerts force on the boat. This is the action. As a reaction, the boat exerts an equal force on the man. Thus, the man moves forward and the boat is pushed backwards. Question number 3. Passengers of a bus jerk forward when it is stopped suddenly. Reason. This is because in a running bus, the whole body of the passenger is in the state of motion. As the bus stops suddenly, the lower portion of the body being in contact with the bus comes to rest, but his upper parts remains in the state of motion. Due to the inertia of motion, the passenger continues his forward movement for a few moments before he comes to rest. Hence, the passenger is jerked forwards. Question number 3. Passengers of a bus jerk forward when it is stopped suddenly. Reason. It is due to the law of inertia or Newton's first law of motion, which states that if an object is in the motion or at rest, then it will try to be in motion or rest respectively unless an external force acts on it. A person standing in a bus is at motion with the bus, but as soon as the brakes is applied over the bus stops, but no external force is applied over the person to stop it. Hence, he doesn't stop and hence he is jerked forward. Question number 4. When a speedy bus suddenly stops, the bus slips a bit forward. Reason. More force is required to stop a moving object with more mass. Here the speedy bus requires more force to stop. Brakes serve as the opposing force to stop the movement, which is not equal to the force generated by the movement, so the bus slips a little forward. Question number 5. A gun kicks backwards when fired. Reason. When a bullet is fired from a gun, the gun exerts a force on the bullet in the forward direction. This force is action force. The bullet also exerts an equal and opposite force on the gun in the backward direction. Therefore, a gun kicks backward when fired. Question number 6. A man jumping out of a moving train or a bus falls with his head forward. Reason. When a man jumps out of a moving train, his feet suddenly comes to rest on touching the ground, while the upper part of the body continues to move forward due to inertia of motion. This is why he falls with his head forward. Question number 7. The fruits fall down when branches of a tree are shaken. Reason: on shaking the branches, the tree moves and attains motion, but the fruits which are at rest can't attain the motion. Due to this inertia of rest, the fruits get detached from the branch and because of gravity, it falls down. Question number 8. A passenger standing in a bus at rest is jerked backwards when the bus starts suddenly. Reason: the lower part of the passenger's body is in close contact with bus. When the bus starts moving, the lower part starts to move at once, but the upper part tries to maintain its state of rest due to inertia. So the passenger standing in a bus at rest is jerked backwards when the bus starts suddenly.